What is going on, everyone, on the Montage Reacts YouTube channel? How y'all doing today? I know it's been a while since I uploaded, but for today's YouTube video, we are reacting to how do Roblox hackers actually hack? Alright, let's check out this video. Go subscribe to this guy. His channel will be in the pinned comments. Let's go.
Imagine playing your favorite Roblox game, only to get completely destroyed by a hacker. We've all been there.
Yes, we all been there. The worst hacker in history is Ben's. People have a lawsuit against that man. So he is actually the worst hacker in history. So that's why Ben's probably, whoever, got sued him off. That's why Ben's is the worst hacker. He's gotten sued by Roblox. He's denied the suing. So I think we all know Ben's the worst hacker in history.
But that got me thinking, how do these hackers actually pull it off?
They pull it off by using an executor like kernel and anti-cheat and executor. It's basically by executors. You guys know what an executor is. It's basically a script code that hackers use to hack in games. They hack the player's movement. They hack the game's UI. They hack the game's coding. Basically, they hack their movement, coding, and everything. It's basically a complicated story.
So, I went deep into the Roblox hacking community, scrolling through forums, looking at real code used by
Yeah, hackers use code. That's how they hack. They use code to hack into the games, and that's how Roblox hackers make money. They hack, and then they just do it. But since Roblox did add a new anti-cheat, it's been hard for hackers to do it.
Hackers, and even talking to 5 developers from the biggest hacking clients out there. They spilled everything. Their experiences.
I'm actually curious how much hackers make off this. I wonder how much money they make off this hacking thing. I wonder.
How they bypass Roblox's security, and even how much money they're making off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How much money do they make? I'm concerning, how much. Do they make, $10,000 off of this? Because I know hackers love to make money. So that's why I'm concerned of how much money they make off of hacking. By using executors, coding, and how they're selling these on the internet. Because think about it. If you go into a Roblox game, you see a hacker, you're wondering why they're hacking, how much money they're making. It's basically, why do they do this? The real answer is because they just want to do it for money.
Off of all of this. And let me tell you something. The answers were way crazier than I expected.
Well, whatever answer they give will determine the answer of everyone's question. Why do hackers actually hack?
So stick around, because this video is about to get crazy.
Alright, we have read the disclaimer. It's not to promote any of this. And if you're watching this video, do not hack. That is not, you should not do that. Do not hack. Alright, we're on chapter 1, the basics.
You've probably heard of hacking before, but what does it actually mean?
It means you're bypassing a system that the company has made.
Google.
By not being authorized. You're an unauthorized user trying to access their code and files. That's what that means. If you want to look it up, go right ahead and look up the definition. That's what it means. It means you're hacking an unauthorized coding. You're not authorized to get it. You're basically hacking to get the code into your system or execute whatever you're using.
Google defines it as the gaining of unauthorized access to data in a system or computer.
Wasn't that just right? Unauthorized access to data system in a computer. If someone, let's say, had a personal file, you're getting access to that, but you're unauthorized to get it because you're the hacker. It's unauthorized. You don't have permission to get the client or gaining files of that human or company.
But in Roblox, this means players giving themselves unfair advantages.
Exactly. It means flying, aimbot, wall hacks, I forgot the name of it is, but it's a bunch of names for it.
For example, flying, wall hacks, also known as ESP.
Yes, ESP.
Aimbots.
And aimbot too. There's wall hacks, ESP, aimbot, wall hacks, and there's flying out of the map and just infinitely shooting your weapon. Or, in cases, just flying and shooting your weapon. Like Call of Duty, Warzone has anti-cheats, Valorant does, and a bunch of other games that you probably know, like CSGO has anti-cheat. And it's impossible to hack in those games. But Roblox-wise, I'd say it's harder because, they added the new anti-cheat, which apparently doesn't work, but I have not seen a hacker in my lobbies in a while. So it actually makes sense that it's hard to hack these days.
and more. But how is this even possible?
It's possible because they have the executor, the code, and the smartness to code the process of the script to do the execution in the game. So let's say you're playing a game called CSGO, you get hacked on, you would usually say, okay, I'm going to report them to the anti-cheat, and they would ban them. Same thing for Valorant, Fortnite, Warzone. If someone's hacking, you just report them, or they get banned automatically by the system that they have programmed to do that action.
To hack, players need access to Roblox's code and memory.
Exactly.
Memory stored in the RAM holds all the important data, like player locations,
Exactly. Player location, tracking, and movement.
health, and in-game actions.
Exactly. Player location, actions, health, movement, what they're typing in chat. It's basically like the crosswords, but yes, you need all of that just to do the hacking.
But how exactly does one access this memory?
By an executor. An executor with a code or script, which script is a code where hackers type random words that it scripts and does the action that the executor of the code that the hacker has written to do that action. Basically, if you're in Warzone and you run an executor, you would have the ability to do infinite shooting with a gun or fly or start infinitely shooting from the sky down. That's basically what it is.
It's through something called an executor.
Exactly. An executor that has a code that hackers type in, and they click this button called execute, and it executes the script that they typed, and it does the execution that the script has the action to do, in which they had clicked the execution button to do that thing.
An executor lets players run custom code inside Roblox games.
Exactly. It's basically modifying Roblox, but you're doing the script that is doing the hacking for you. It's the script that's running the script, the action that you typed into the script.
The code itself is known as a script, and different scripts allow for different types of cheats.
Yes, different type of actions. If you said auto farm levels, you auto farm levels. If you said auto shoot, then it would auto shoot. It's basically like that. If you said like auto do something, it would auto. So auto shoot, you would auto shoot. Auto level up. That's what that works. You tell it to do the script.
Like auto farming in Blocks Fruits or having aimbot in Arsenal.
Exactly. Yeah, if you said just auto shoot, then you would auto shoot, auto aimbot. That's how executors work. You execute the action that you want to do.
These scripts and executors aren't hard to find either.
They're not. There's multiple programs that I know of that do these type of things.
Forums and websites all over the internet.
Exactly. They sell it so people can use it. As you can see, we have Zenith, Swift, WAP.gg, and they give you a bunch of coding that you have. You have like you know what I mean? It's a bunch of it that you use to pay for scripts.
Internet have them ready to download.
Because they're pre-made by the developer. They're pre-made.
Back in the early days of Roblox, hacking was basically the Wild West.
Because they didn't have anti-cheat back then.
There were no real security measures, and people could do whatever they wanted with
Exactly, because there's no security. There's nothing. Nowadays, you can't even do it. Because there's actual security, there's actual anti-cheat, and it's actually hard to detect hackers from doing the action.
little risk of getting banned. It was a free-for-all. But all that changed when Hyperion,
There it is. That's the name of it, is Hyperon. It's so hard to bypass.
also known as Bifron, entered the scene. You see, Roblox acquired Bifron Technologies on October 11th, 2022, and Hyperion was...
If you guys remember this, they acquired it and made hacking impossible to even execute. It's very hard to hack in Roblox. It's very hard. The hyper anti-cheat makes it hard for it to hack. Any program, any cheat, any exploit, it's hard to do it.
was officially rolled out with the 64-bit client.
So basically, if you updated your Roblox to that, you can't hack. And ever since then, I've never heard of a hacker since.
On May 3rd, 2023. A few months later, on September 15th, 2023, it started rolling out to the Microsoft Store version of Roblox. But not everyone
That's what everyone uses, by the way. They all use the Microsoft version unless you actually download it from the Roblox website, which is roblox.com.
received it right away. Now, here's the interesting part. Bifron isn't your typical anti-cheat. Unlike systems like BattleEye, Vanguard, or Easy Anti-Cheat,
Easy anti-cheat I know of that is used by Fortnite, and I think it's also used by Warzone. BattleEye is probably used by CSGO, and probably the middle one's used by Valorant.
which detect and ban hackers after they cheat,
Exactly.
Bifron works differently.
Yeah, Bifron detects it before they can execute it. If you already have it on your computer, it detects it.
It's an anti-tamper system, meaning it doesn't just catch cheaters, it outright prevents them from even running exploits in the first.
Exactly, because if they're running the exploit, you can't do it. It prevents them. Like, you join to a game, they will. If the program will already know that you're running a hacked client, and it will automatically not let you. So it's right here. It says you ran a script that abuses the thing, and it banned you. You can no longer do it.
First place. And that's where things get really interesting. First, need to understand how Bifron actually protects Roblox. First, Bifron starts running as soon as Roblox launches, giving hackers almost no time to interfere.
Exactly, it automatically runs. So if you're joining a game like Blox Fruits, if you're joining Arsenal, joining Tower of Hell, if you're joining MM2, the program will automatically run and detect if you're hacking or not. If you're not hacking, you'll go into the game. If you are, then it'll auto detect and automatically not even let you in the game. It'll give you an error code, which means you cannot join the game. It'll give you an error code saying, "Oh, you're running a script. Please delete it," or you just can't join the game because you're running a script that is hurting. You know what I mean? It's detecting a script that you're running and won't let you into the game because you have a script running that's a hacked client.
It also constantly checks to make sure.
Yes, it also constantly checks all accounts and any account that you're trying. Let's say you got banned on an account that you were hacking on. You try to create a new account, and all they detect an all account of yours and ban it as well because you hacked on one account. Then you get banned on your alts because you know Roblox had released the IP thing. So if you are banned on a account that you were banned, let's say yesterday you got banned on an account, you would be banned on all your alts because it's the same IP. So if you're hacking on one account, you're banned on your rest because you got banned on the account that you were hacking on. So then the IP will detect that you hacked on the account and will ban all your alts and preventing you from even playing Roblox games.
Sure, none of Roblox's files or
just like that. It detects your files, boom, automatic ban. Automatic ban. So easy. That's so good that Roblox added it. It's automatic ban. You create a new account, you try to join, or you have an existing account, detects automatically that you have scripts or something in your computer, automatically bans. Automatically.
its own files have been altered in any way.
Exactly, automatic ban, like I said, it automatically bans, auto detects, auto ban. That's how it works. You have a script on your computer, auto bans. That's how it works.
Next, it keeps a close watch over the game's memory, where all the important data like player locations and health is stored, preventing any
Exactly, just any unauthorized client will ban you. If you are not using the official Roblox client and you're using something else, it'll automatically kick you, automatically ban you, because it's an unauthorized client that Roblox doesn't know us about, and the anti-cheat detected, so you cannot use that client because it's banned. You have to use the official Roblox client, but not something else.
Authorized access or modifications.
Exactly.
But one of
any modifications, any client you're using, it'll automatically detect it and you're banned. So if you're using a modifier like shaders, you're banned. If you're using any exploits, hack systems, executors, it automatically detects it and bans you right at the spot. It's so easy like that.
Its biggest strengths? Obfuscation. This means it scrambles Roblox's code, making it nearly impossible for hackers to read or understand how the game works, let alone find ways to manipulate it. That's actually
smart. Randomized code, making hackers not be able to hack and just automatically ban them. Simple. That is actually a smart method.
Stop there. Bifron also scans your computer for suspicious programs.
Didn't I just say that? It scans your entire computer, looking for files, looking for executors, looking for any hack clients you have, and automatically bans you. So if you're on an account, you create a Roblox account. So let's say you created a Roblox account. You joined for the first time. You're already hacking. You already have a lot of stuff. It scans your computer for any hacked clients, executors, any scripts, and it automatically bans you because you have it on your computer, and they're gonna know you're gonna execute it and run it. So that's why it automatically bans you, because you have an executor, hacked client on your PC, and it will automatically detect it and ban you right off the spot because you have it on your computer.
Like Cheat Engine, which is commonly used for hacking. Plus, it has a system to track alt accounts.
Did I just say that? It tracks the same IP, and it will automatically ban you because you create one account, you get banned on it. All your other IPs, all your other accounts on the same IP will get banned. It's simple like that.
Collecting unique identifiers from your device and sending them to Roblox. This makes it much harder for banned players to just make a new account and keep
Exactly. The same IP. Let's say you got banned on that account, like I said. The same IP that you're on that account will ban all your others doing on the same IP.
cheating. With all these layers of security, you might be wondering, how did anyone even manage to bypass Bifron? Well, for a while, they didn't. Many cheat developers gave up entirely, and some, like Synapse X, even started working for Roblox instead.
Yeah, if you guys remember, Synapse X was the biggest executor hacking client in history until this came about, and they joined Roblox. They decided to work with Roblox. They shut down their entire company, and now they're working with Roblox to take down hackers. But since Bifron's in the fray, it's easier for no hackers to get into the mainframe.
Running scripts became significantly harder, and with top cheat developers quitting, Bifron remained highly active for months.
Exactly. It's hard for any other person to hack. It's hard for hackers to even try. Bifron is in system, scans your computer, anything you have, it will ban it. So that's literally why Bifron is the most powerful one, because it already detects you if you have it. Not even running the thing, it will ban you because you're running the script, or not even running it. It will scan your computer to see if you're running any script, any anti-cheat, anything on your computer, and it'll automatically ban you. That's why Bifron already knows that.
In fact, for a whole 221 days, specifically from April 27, 2023 to December 4th, there were no public,
As you literally for 200 days, nothing.
easily accessible, or
So simple. For 200 days, or like he said 221 days, I think he said, no public bypasses, no free cheats, no exploiters found. Those were the good days. That's how it's right now, probably, I believe, if it's not. I think that's how it is right now. There's no hackers, nothing, because the program is already detecting, because you have it on your computer. It's already detecting it.
affordable bypasses available. And it took even longer, a whopping 293 days in fact, before a reliable
Wow, 293 days. Impressive. That's literally how powerful something can be for 293 days. No hackers, no exploiters, no cheaters. Just play the game and you're fine. That's actually so good for private people.
and undetected bypass finally surfaced. In other words, during this time, hackers were completely cooked.
Exactly, because Bifron actually can now scan your computer. That I've been saying. Hackers are cooked. They can't do it anymore. They quit. They quit. They gave up. They find after all these years, they gave up. They can no longer hack, anti-cheat, or anything. They can't do it. They can't.
As expected, it was only a matter of time before someone found a way around Bifron. Cheat developers started figuring out bypasses, some free, some paid, and just like always, new methods got invented while old ones got patched. But here's the thing, not all bypasses are created equal. Some are way more powerful than others.
Yeah, antiviruses, lag switches, which are coming up probably in this video, they're way harder to detect, I'll say. There's a lot of executors that are harder to detect. That's why if you went to the Warzone community, a lot of people were, saying, oh, he's hacking, and they wouldn't detect it because it's a hard detection that Roblox can't ban, or Warzone or any other company cannot detect. That's why you see hackers running a program that's undetectable. It's hard to ban them because you wouldn't even know if they're running a detectable or undetectable script. Impossible.
And to understand why, we need to talk about something called exploit levels. Think of Roblox like a high security building. The code that runs the game has different levels of permission, just like different people in a building have different levels of access. Regular players, well, they're just visitors. Developers, they're like the architects. And Roblox itself, that's the building owner. Hackers, well, they're the ones trying to break in.
They're the ones trying to take over. They're the top dogs. They're trying to take over with their scripts and cheats.
So let's break it down. At the lowest level, we've got normal players running basic scripts. They can mess around with how things look on their own screen, but they can't actually change the game itself.
Yeah, they can. They can only do aimbot and wall hacks in the game. They can't get... It's the simplest scripts. Wall hacks, flying, but mainly just wall hacks, aimbot, auto shoot, and more. It's basically easy like that.
It's kind of like walking into a museum with binoculars. Sure, you can see things better, but you can't actually touch or move anything.
No.
That's what a basic skin changer or a simple wall hack.
Exactly. You can't do anything. You can't change the game. You can't change your skin. like gun, weapon. You can't do anything. It's just do auto shooting and auto wall hacking. It's simple.
It might let you see through walls, but it doesn't actually mess with how the game works. Now, let's move up a level. This is where things start getting more serious. If level 2 was like a visitor, levels 3 and 4 are like staff members. They have more access to the building.
Yes, the top level is the main boss, the main owner with all the scripts, all the codes, all the cheats, everything. They're the ones with all the sources, mainframe, memory. They can control the games, and that's how it works. The main owner has control of the games. Like, the gun exchanges, they can see walls, everything. That's the owner. They're the main boss, basically.
But they still can't mess with the structure. This is where Roblox's internal systems operate, the stuff that controls player connections, physics, and how scripts...
Exactly, they control your internet, they control the physics, they control scripts of the game running. That's what it is. They control everything. Your movement, they control the scripts of what happens in the game, they control the physics of like objects flying in the air or getting inserted into a game. That's how it works. It's basically like, I'd say it's basically like, I would say it's something that you wouldn't know how to do, because if you're a developer, it's basically you just entered the game. It's basically you're getting controlled by the developer. That's what it's like. You're getting controlled basically.
Run in the game. Hackers can sometimes tap into these systems to mess with hitboxes, movement physics, and even server requests.
Exactly, they can mess with anything. If they get into it, they can mess with movement, player connections, they can physics of buildings and hitboxes. Like if you get hit from like a far distance of 2,000 meters, that's basically what it is. They can control all of that because they get into the frame. They have access and control of that specific area of stuff.
But we're still not really in the dangerous stuff yet. Now, let's talk about level 5. This is where developers have real power. Think of them as the architects of the building. They have access to a special control panel that lets them modify the game in real time, inspect and change the code, and triggers...
Exactly, they can inspect, change code, they can do anything. They're the controllers of the game. They're like the top controllers of the game. They can control the physics, the movement, hitboxes, ping, character, events. They're the controllers of the game. That's basically what it is. They have the script to control the action in the game. That's how it works. Really, that's how developers probably know how to do stuff like that. That's what they do, and that's how hackers probably get in. They control stuff like that, and that's how games get ruined very easily.
Special commands. Hackers at this level start tapping into that developer level access, which lets them manipulate the game in ways that are actually game breaking.
Exactly.
At level 6, we have plugins and admin scripts. These are tools that developers use.
Yeah, like admin scripts, plugins. They can control this. They can control how they work. They can put anything in the script. They basically can change it to do something else, what was originally to do, but they can change it basically
to make their lives easier.
Let's say you installed a plugin or a script and a hack got into it, they can change the coding of how it works. Basically, let's say you coded it to just do events in the game, they can code it to actually hack your Roblox account, or they can hack it to change the physics of a game that you put in. Let's say you coded it to do events, like I said, they can code it to do something else. They can code it to blow up the map or lag the entire thing with lag ping. They can do anything like lagging, flying abilities, and stuff like that.
Things like HD admin. But the problem?
Yeah, HD admin, you all know about that story.
Hackers can hijack these tools and give themselves admin commands in games where they really shouldn't have them. This is where exploits start to get powerful. At this level, they can intercept player inputs, tweak...
Exactly, with anti-cheat, wall hacks, player tracking. So if you have a gun out, they can track them and boom, and just get them God mode or just infinite health. They can track them. They can do a bunch of things. That's how hacking works.
How the keyboard and mouse interact with the game.
They can change your keyboard, your movement. They can track you with their weapons. That's what you're playing FPS game like Warzone. They can track you with the gun. They can shoot you through walls. It's impossible to do it. If they're God mode, infinite health, FNM, like everything. They basically have all the power in their hands. Basically, they have all the scripts, all the controls, the keybinds. They have everything. That's how they're probably hacking Roblox games with cheats into place. They can control your keyboard. Let's say you're pressing WASD, they can change it to arrow key up and down, left and right. And let's say you're trying to play an FPS game, they can player track you and kill you through a wall, kill you through. But that's really it. Kill you through walls, kill you through the ground if they're under the map, kill you through the ground. They can do whatever they want. It's their world. Once they get access to that specific thing, they're in control. They're in place. They're in the owner. They're in action. They're in the leader step.
Activate ESP hacks that show enemy positions and health, and modify movement mechanics like speed hacks that are subtle enough to avoid detection. Now, if you thought level 6 sounded bad, level 7 and 8 take things to a completely different level. At level 7,
and 8, they have all the power. That's all you gotta know. They have all the power. They have everything. They have the control of the games, the site, the admin, the plugins. They have control of everything. They're the main dogs of the thing.
Hackers aren't just breaking into the building. They have the master keys. They can manipulate how the game itself processes data, control hit registration, and even alter things like cooldowns and physics in which...
Exactly. Control the hit markers, hit boxes, processing data, cooldown, control... Like, they control basically everything. They're the top dogs. They control the scripts, the game, the movement mechanics, everything. They control the entire game with cooldowns, hitboxes, ping, and more. They infinite ammo, guns, camos, like they control basically everything in the game. They're the top people. You can never beat them unless obviously the entity detects it. But if it's undetectable, you're cooked in the blender.
Ways that are nearly undetectable. And then there's level 8, which is basically God mode.
Exactly, God mode, infinite health, with all the scripts combined, you're cooked in a blender. That's basically what it is. God mode, infinite health, all the scripts combined, you're basically cooked, because you have nothing else to do unless it's detectable. If it's undetectable, you're basically cooked and can't do anything about it, unless you complain about it like everyone else does.
This is where exploits can gain full control over almost every function running on the game client. We're talking silent aim, where it looks like the player isn't locking onto targets, but
you all probably seen silent aim, haven't you? You all probably seen that.
Every single shot still lands perfectly.
Exactly.
We're talking full ESP access, where hackers can see the exact position of hidden...
Yeah, full thing, through walls, through buildings. It's a soft aim, like they're not actually aiming at them, but they're hitting perfect shots, like headshots, all the time. That's basically what it is. It's undetectable. It's just how it works. If you say you're this player right here, you're getting shot in the head perfectly, you think, oh, they're cheating, but it looks like they're not cheating. They're making it like they're not cheating. That's why it's not detectable, because it's making it like they're not cheating, but they actually are cheating.
And objects, enemy cooldowns, and even predict future movements.
Exactly.
It's really the
predict movement. Like, let's say a player is going to move to this building right here, predict the movement, boom, they're dead.
Ultimate level of control. But here's the crazy part. Not every hack runs at just one level. Some of the most sophisticated ones will operate at level 7 or 8, but then disguise themselves as a lower level script when interacting with the game to avoid detection. It's kind of like an evil staff member sneaking into areas, but blending in with normal visitors whenever...
Exactly, it's like blending in. You walk into a place, a doctor's office or something, you're just a visitor, but you're actually not. You're blending with everyone else. It's like that. You're sneaking into a building, you're blending in. It's like that. It's like you're sneaking into a building and not trying to get detected. It's like that, basically.
Security is watching. That's how the most dangerous exploits stay undetected. So yeah, bypassing Bifron isn't just about finding a way in, it's about climbing the ladder of access without getting caught.
Exactly, trying to get through security through a door.
And the higher up you go, the more...
The higher up you go, the higher more power you have, the more broken the scripts can be. That's basically how it works. The higher you go, the higher the scripts are broken, the more power you have, and the more higher that the company has to see everything that you're doing. It's basically you gaining God mode in 20 seconds.
Broken the cheats become.
Exactly.
Before we continue, I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor.
Alright, chapter 4.
Alright, so now that we know how exploit levels work, let's talk about the actual methods hackers use to bypass Roblox's security. Because trust me, these people get creative.
It's called by using executors that are not detectable. So easy, so efficient. That's how you see hackers all the time. They're using undetectable scripts, undetectable executors that you wouldn't be able to even define yourself in the real world.
First up, proto conversion. Think of Roblox's security like a building that uses keycards to control access. Every keycard has its own unique code, and depending on what kind of card you have, you can get into different rooms.
It's basically changing the key card, but to yourself, but you still have access to everything else. So you're coding the key card to be a replicate of the original one, but it still works to give you access to all the doors. It's basically you're copying the key card. It's basically making it identical to the same one. Coding it, making it the same thing.
Hackers, they take a regular keycard and rewrite its code.
Exactly, rewriting the code, making it identical to the original one. It's basically they're making it their own by copying the original keycard that was meant for something else. They're changing it to make it theirs. They're rewriting the code, making it their own keycard to get access to areas that they should not supposed to get access to.
Until it looks identical to a master key.
Exactly.
The one that opens every door. Now, suddenly they have access to things they were never supposed to touch.
Like ping, wall cheats, everything else.
Proto-conversion works the same way. It modifies how game data is interpreted so that a basic script suddenly gains way more power than it should. Next, there's Lua wrapping, which is straight up deception. Imagine a hacker builds a fake copy of a room inside the building. The room looks exactly like a real one. It has the same buttons, same control panel.
But it's actually not you controlling the thing. The fake one is not even you controlling it. The real one is you controlling it. So let's say you hack someone's PC. It's basically you're controlling their screen. They're not controlling you're controlling their movement, the mouse, the key, binds, everything. You're basically controlling their side of their screen. It's insane, but that's how it works. You're controlling their side by your mouse, your keyboard. They can't use it because it's disabled. You're controlling their stuff. You're controlling their computer, their files, everything else on their computer.
Everything. But here's the trick. They don't actually press the buttons in the real game. Instead, they press the buttons inside their fake room, and their tools translate those fake actions into real game commands.
Exactly.
From the outside, Roblox's security sees what looks like normal inputs, so Bifron gets completely fooled. Now, let's talk about DLL injection. This is the classic hacker move. Imagine a team of tech experts sneaking into the building, carrying their own specialized tools. Once inside, they can start messing with everything, controlling systems, manipulating game mechanics.
Exactly, like, they're the ones who control the systems, game mechanics, movement, speed, like movement, gun mechanics, camo mechanics, game mechanics, how the game runs, the ping, internet, all that stuff. They're controlling basically everything. They're the security, basically. They're controlling all of it. They're like the main controllers, basically.
Even overriding security protocols. But here's the catch. Bifron knows to watch for these intruders. The second it detects an injected DLL, which is basically an external program,
it's basically if they detect it, they're gone. If they don't detect it, they continue to keep going. That's how it works. If they plug in a USB drive to their computer and they don't detect it, they're good. But if Bifron does detect it, they automatically get banned. They're trying to fool the system by they're plugging it in and it actually doesn't detect it. But if they miss one wrong with the code, it gets detected. So easy, that's just how it works.
Sneaking into Roblox's processors, it shuts everything down,
Exactly.
which means an instant ban for the hacker. That's why modern DLL injectors have to be extra sneaky to avoid detection. And finally,
Like I said, one missed code, they're done.
there's lag switching, probably one of the easiest yet most annoying exploits to deal with. Picture this.
If you don't know what lag switching is, it's basically you're connected to someone's internet and they turn it off and then you are lagging, but actually it's not. They're lagging you, but you're not lagging. Let's say you're in NM2, they turn the internet off, they do an action where they kill everyone with a knife, they turn it back on, and everyone's dead. They're basically fooling the system saying, oh, it's just a simple lag. It's actually not. They're the ones who lag your internet, and then they do the action, and then when it turns back on, it runs all that at once because it was a lag, and then it runs all at once it's back online. That's how it works.
The hacker temporarily cuts off the building's phone lines.
You're basically lagging the other person's side. So, like, again, let's say you on someone's internet, they turn it off, they're lagging your side, but not their side. Their side's actually completely laggable, not lagged. They're the ones who can do any action they want, and then once they turn it back on, your side gets unlagged, but the action gets ran at once. It's basically a whole bunch of things getting run at once that thing gets turned back on.
While the connection is down, they can move freely, running, teleporting, whatever.
Exactly, and it makes it look like they were hacking. But in reality, That's what it is. It makes it look like they're not hacking, but in reality they are.
The second they restore the connection, though, all these actions get processed at once.
Exactly, I just said it gets run at once. It's so easy for them.
Making it look like they just teleported across the map.
Exactly.
From the game's perspective, it seems like a normal glitch.
It's a normal glitch, but it's actually not.
Which makes it hard to detect. But in reality, they just broke the game using nothing but a simple network trick.
Exactly.
So yeah, hackers have a ton of ways to bypass security. But the thing to remember, every method has a weakness. And as Roblox's security improves, these exploits won't last forever.
They won't. Once Roblox's security improves, it's going to be way harder for hackers to even try. It'll be way harder. So once they up their anti-cheat, which apparently they are going to be, I don't know if they are, but if they do, it's going to be way harder for hackers to even execute a script that they made. It's going to be way harder to even bypass any code, anything. It's going to be way harder for them. And they're going to have to be forced to quit their hacking career because it's impossible to even execute a script that you made in the game. It's going to be way harder to even execute. You're just going to get banned. It's way harder. You're done for it. It's like that, basically.
Now finally, let's take a look at what's been really happening inside the Roblox exploiting community, straight from the people inside it. Historically, hackers had major successes bypassing Roblox's security. One developer put it like this.
The Roblox exploiting community back then, when Synapse was still a thing, was the peak. Good community.
Y'all know what Synapse was. The most popular hacking client in history. But now it's dead because nobody uses it anymore. Because Roblox up there and to cheat. It's dead, basically. Now it's dead. They can no longer use it.
Communication, people were mature, etc.
Back then, platforms like B3 Million were thriving, serving as hubs for sharing knowledge, tools, and techniques.
Yeah, sharing knowledge, techniques, coding, scripts, hack cheats, all that stuff. That's basically what it was. All hack cheats, everything. So if they're selling their code, hack cheats, executors, all that. That's basically what they're selling on the site for real life money. They're talking about it. That's really what it is. Just selling your script, executor, code that you made. It's basically what they're selling and what they're promoting on the site. So you literally see right up here, cheapest and something code, cheap $5 coding, right? And Blocksuits is actually, you know what I mean, they're selling their cheats on the site.
But things changed. Now the community is different. Some devs told me it's become way more toxic, less about collaboration, more about ego.
All they want is money. It's become more toxic because they just want money. It's kind of about how much money you can make off of your script, your hacking ability, your time that you put the code in. Like, it's basically yourself against everyone else. It's based off what you made. If it's efficiently effective for that specific game. It's basically if it's effective coding. If it's effective, then you're good. If it's not effective, you're just out. It's like that.
One dev didn't hold back, saying,
"But now everything has changed. People have always been just gatekeeping knowledge, extremely egotistical, and just overall, from my experience, most people are completely fucked up.
Oh.
Which is why I avoid talking to people with relations to exploiting."
And on top of that, competition has gotten intense. Most exploit developers, especially those...
You don't know about competition. The hackers get in competition. They're just trying to see who's the best hacker, who's the best executor, who's the best coder in history. It's basically who's the best hacker in the entire world so they can make $10 million an hour. That's probably how it works. It's just... That's how it works. That's how it's going to run.
Those making free software don't make a ton of money, but it's still something. When I asked the people running these executors, they told me the bulk of their revenue comes from sponsors.
Who sponsors hackers? Tell me who sponsors hackers. I mean, yes, they probably do get sponsored, but who sponsors them? Is it like local companies that just sponsor them and promote? It's probably YouTubers. I would say sponsors probably YouTubers who fall for a scam, but they promote it though. It's probably what it's from. It's probably from YouTubers that promote cheats and stuff like that.
And advertising, sometimes making them hundreds of dollars a month.
Exactly.
But then came Bifron, and it changed everything. One developer behind Xeno, one of the biggest hacking clients, explained just how much of an impact it had.
Bifron has really made a drastic change to the exploiting community. as they have stopped many big executors such as KRNL, Synapse X, Delta Windows, etc.
You know what Synapse X is, right? You all know what kernel is. The most top anti-cheats in history. Y'all know about those. Yeah, they both got banned. Well, actually, one of them got banned, and then the other one... Actually, well, one of them got banned, one of them moved to Roblox. So it's really that hard. It's really hard for big executors to even try to run their company.
etc. As of now, people are afraid to use executors since every single one is detected and will eventually lead you to be banned.
Exactly. Since people are afraid to use executors, they don't want to get banned because it's going to be detectable. It's going to be impossible for hackers to hack again. It's so simple. Since Bifront came out, literally so simple. Hackers can no longer run scripts, no longer run anti-cheats, no one can run it. If they run it, it's detectable. You can no longer use executors or anything. It's going to be detectable and you get banned. So simple. It's so simple for Roblox. That's how simple it is to not cheat anymore. You can't cheat. It's impossible to cheat because it get detected. Just easy.
Fear of getting banned has slowed down exploit development, and according to a co-owner of Kernel, it has also ruined the quality of modern exploits.
It seems like the overall quality for products has dropped since Bifront was added. A lot of exploits sharing similar code bases, I think 1.1 copies even, have been released from what I have seen, and many of them are vulnerable to RCE, ACE attacks through potentially unpatched vulnerabilities. There seems to be a lack of passion from what I've seen, but I've heard stories of the past and can conclude that the passion which was once there seems to have faded.
And now, things might only get worse for exploiters.
Exactly.
There are rumors that Bifront has officially gone kernel level. If that's true, it means it's running in Ring 0.
If they're running kernel mode, that means it's over. It's done. Like, if they run kernel mode, it's over. That means it'll automatically detect what executor you're running. It'll automatically detect it without even running the script. It'll automatically detect it. It's going to be insane if they're going kernel mode. It's just going to be so harder for hackers, exploiters to hack. No executor will work. No script will work. It's going to be like on point detectable. It'll be detectable. It'll just detect it. Boom, you're banned. Bye-bye. You're gone. It's going to be insane if they go kernel mode. It's just going to be the top-notch anti-cheat in the world. That means that it'll be impossible for Roblox hackers to even hack the game anymore. It's going to be squashed. It's going to be over. It's just done. You can no longer hack. It's just insane.
Giving it absolute control over all system operations.
Exactly.
That's exactly what Valorant's Vanguard anti-cheat does, monitoring deep inside your computer to kill cheats before they even run.
I just said that. It will detect even before it runs. It will detect the cheat that before it even runs. It will just detect it and you automatically ban it. It's so insane. It will detect it before it's even run. It's just insane.
In Vanguard's case, it was controversial because it gave the game too much power over people's systems. And if Roblox is doing the same thing, then yeah, it might be finally game over for exploiters.
It probably will be game over.
Roblox is already cracking down. They've started using ban waves, mass bans that hit long after someone uses an exploit, making it harder for developers to
It's just done. It's done. Like, you done. All these hackers are done for. They're done.
quickly create new bypasses. And if you thought they were taking things seriously before, it went next level when they launched The Hunt.
Oh,
Their event.
You know about The Hunt, right? You all know about this one. The $1 million thing. It was impossible for hackers to cheat. Impossible. Like, literally somebody got disqualified for hacking. It's just insane.
And with a $1 million prize. Roblox could not afford to let a hacker win, so they cranked Bifront to the max. This time, they weren't waiting to ban people. They were banning hackers instantly, sometimes before they even opened Roblox. Bifront was...
See how insane it is? See how insane? Even before they open Roblox, just automatically banned. Like, that's actually insane. Even before they open Roblox, automatically banned, automatically detected. Just how powerful this anti-cheat is going to be. A Roblox actually pushes it to the maximum limit. No exploit is going to ever bypass this. Literally quote me on that. If a bypass passes this, it's going to be insane. But it's going to be impossible. They cranked up to the maximum volume. It's done. No one is going to be able to execute or hack ever again. It's going to be insane.
On overdrive, nuking accounts left and right, creating real-time ban waves like never before.
Like that, just like that.
So, what's next? Well, the Roblox hacking scene has had its ups and downs, but if Bifront is really going kernel level, it might be truly over.
Yeah, it might be over.
For years, people have made fun of Roblox's moderation, calling it lazy and ineffective.
If they go kernel mode, it's absolutely over. It is absolutely over if they go kernel mode. Again, if they go kernel mode, it's absolutely over. Like, no exploiters, no hackers, no cheaters are about to even ruin the game. They're just gonna be done. They're just done for it. It's just done. Detectable, done, squashed.
Or just plain dumb. But now, things are changing. And whether you love it or hate it, Roblox might be finally doing something right.
Yes,
but here's the thing, hackers aren't the only problems on Roblox. Scams are just as bad, if not worse. And trust me, some of them are next level evil. Luckily, I covered the worst ones.
Well, there it is, guys. Let me know in the comments. Do you think that Roblox is going to finally crack down and finally end all exploits and cheaters? Let me know in the comments. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.